Well, Greg, we've just got out of the lockup. What was in the budget?
Tax cuts, they surprised the heck out of us with a tax cut that is really well targeted, actually. Tax cuts targeted for low-income earners rather than the high-income earners that we saw with the Stage 3 and even the changes of the Stage 3.
It's refreshing to be talking about tax cuts that weren't loaded to the top end.
Yep, but even still, it's around $268 for everyone even earning over $45,000, which, not much, but you're not going to turn it down. But really good for those on low incomes because it actually is quite a significant tax cut, or at least a better tax cut for them than the richer people. So really good on that score, certainly with an eye towards the election. But...
Yep, here's the but.
But it's a pretty inoffensive budget, really. Yeah.
It's a budget designed to hurt no one.
Yeah, normally media companies like having winners and losers. This was basically, there's winners and... Did anyone lose? Well, yes, but they only lost because nothing actually good was done to help them. Like people on JobSeeker, there was no increase.
Nothing
in the
for
rate of
JobSeeker.
Not a lot for people who would like to buy a house because there's been no change to the capital gains tax discount, no changes to negative gearing. That's all left on the shelf. So a little smidgen of spending for some housing stuff, but nothing that's going to
nothing
really
that will make any difference whatsoever. And also nothing for climate change. So housing, climate change, the two big issues, there's basically nothing for them.
Yeah, Jim Chalmers was able to go through his whole speech, even talked about Cyclone Alfred and didn't mention climate change once.
Talked about green steel without mentioning climate change.
One big winner though, gas companies.
Yeah.
They continue to do really well, Matt.
Yeah. PRT, the Petroleum Resource Rent Tax, that tax that the gas industry is supposed to pay, revenue from that continues to go down, down, down.
I mean, here's the classic thing. Beer drinkers, you're doing well because the
But wait, didn't he pause the excise on beer tax?
He paused the excise on beer tax, so beer drinkers are doing well. But even still, Matt, what is the kicker?
Beer tax is way larger than the Petroleum Resource Rent Tax.
Yep, even though he's paused and tried to sort of keep beer excise from going up, it's still more than the gas companies are paying for PRT. It's a complete joke, and it shows that there's still a lot more to be done on the tax revenue side. We need to get rid of those distortions in the housing market. There's nothing in this budget about all that massive amount, billions, we're talking 26, 27, 28 billion dollars going to the richest 10% for superannuation tax concessions. Nothing on that. Fuel tax credits, how are they going, Matt?
They're getting larger.
They're getting larger.
Fuel tax credits are on the way up. So fuel tax credits is a way for refunding the tax on diesel. It's continuing to rise. Not only is it rising into the future, but they're also upgrading each year. So they've basically predicted that it will be too low, and they've revised their predictions up. So, if you're a big company like a coal mining company and you use a lot of diesel, this is a good budget for you.
Yep, $10.8 billion next year. It's rising to over $13 billion by 28, 29. And the reason they keep raising the estimates is because they keep assuming that there's going to be more fossil fuel being used. And the reason why, because they're subsidising it.
That's
they're actually trying to encourage it. It's really backwards, really needs to be fixed, especially given most of it does go to mining companies, the most profitable sector in Australia. Really don't need a help, and certainly don't need a help making the climate worse.
What about, is this budget going to be inflationary?
No, not at all. There's nothing in this budget. Even though, yes, we've got the big tax cuts, they only start in 26, 27. And even with that, there's really not a heck of a lot of stimulus in this budget, and certainly nothing that should have the Reserve Bank going, oh, on April Fool's Day, we shouldn't cut rates. No, they should cut rates, and there's nothing in this budget that should have them scared about it.
The budget predicts that the inflation rate is well within the RBA band for the entire out period, so there is no reason why the RBA shouldn't cut.
Yep. So very much a pre-election budget, but also one that certainly reinforces what we've been saying, that there needs to be a lot of work done in the next parliament, dealing with all these tax distortions, the tax concessions that are going to the wealthy, and are stopping this economy from becoming fair and equitable.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with all our latest research and work, sign up to our newsletter. Delivered every fortnight, it includes behind-the-scenes updates from Richard Dennis, an exclusive cartoon from Judy Horacek, details for our upcoming events and webinars, as well as explainers, graphs, and not to mention the latest cutting-edge research and analysis from the team here on the key issues that are facing Australia. Click the button on your screen to check it out.